Hello, it's 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. For tonight headlines, we have 116 positive cases, 218 cured, and 2 deaths for COVID-19. For the international scene, EU calls on Washington to reconsider break with World Health Organizations. Welcome to our newsroom. The tribute of the President Gele to the late Aisha Galab Roble, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Gele, today paid a vibrant tribute to the memory of the late Aisha Galab Roble, one of the leading figures of the women's activism in the struggle for our national independence, who died this Sunday in Djibouti. In his posthumous tribute, President Gele saluted the memory of an inveterate patriot who never ceased to work for the dignity, freedom, and unity of our people. The head of state said after the acquisitions of our independence, his precious contributions to our countries continue through a permanent and unfailing mobilizations and commitment to the cohesion of our society, he stressed. The President of the Republic also expressed his sad condolence to the family and friend of the deceased. The First Lady and President of UNFD, Khadra Mahmoud Haid, also joined the President of the Republic in expressing her sad condolence to the family and loved ones of the illustrious deceased Djiboutian honorable mothers, the late Aisha Galab Roble, who was a well-known and much appreciated personality in Djibouti. She passed away today, Monday, in Djibouti. She leaves behind her an important family composed of 5 children, including the Member of Parliament, Abdou Issa Boulale, and about 20 grandchildren. May God welcome her in his eternal paradise. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Under the chairmanship of Honorable Abdurrahman Awale Yassin, the Foreign Affairs Committee, enlarged to include the member of the Social Development Committee, examined on Monday, May 31, the bill number 5082E and 28L relating to the ratifications of the Conventions 183 on maternity protection 2019-52. At the meeting, the government was represented by the Minister of Labor in charge of administration reformist Ismail Ibrahim Roble. At the end of its discussions, the committee issued a favorable opinion for the transmission of the said bill to the next public session. The Secretary General of the Ministry of Health, Dr. Saleh Benoita Turab, made the daily press briefing for this Sunday, 31 May 2020. The result of the tests of COVID-19 are as follows: 547 tests performed, 160 cases positive for COVID-19, 218 cases cured, and 2 deceased. As for the overall result, it declined as follows: 26,913 tests performed, 3,354 positive cases to COVID-19, and 1,504 cases cured, and 24 deceased. In total, continue to call 1517 and remain vigilant. The race against time to limit the spread of COVID-19 pandemic is on. Diagnosis on this infection is an essential part of this race. Research for diagnosis tests is increasing around the world to limit the spread of new coronavirus while awaiting possible treatment. It is the context that the Secretary of State for Youth and Sports Staff under the supervision of the Minister of Labor and Employment participate this morning in the massive screening campaign for public administration agents conducted since Thursday in the ministerial residence. Indeed, in the absence of the specific drugs and vaccines for COVID-19, it is essential to detect the disease of an early stage, so immediately isolate an infected patient for the healthy population. The Secretary of State for Youth and Sport, His Excellency Hassan Mohammed Kamil, saluted the effort made by the staff of his department who have strictly adhered to his instructions, whether in terms of screening or physical distance observed in the workplace. After 2 months of confinement, the confinement promises to be a little complicated in public transport because of some people who take lightly the danger of this COVID-19 pandemic that threatens our countries and disrupt the daily lives of our Djiboutians. Strict new traffic rules have been put in place in the transport sector to regulate the number of passengers and to make them respect at best the barrier gestures in order to avoid the recrudescence of the coronavirus. What to do the people of Djibouti think of the measures announced by the Djiboutian states regarding transport? This was the questions that motivate our team to go out into the field to see firsthand the situations of the challenge facing public transport users and above all what passengers think about them. It should be recalled that a circular was issued by the Prime Minister on 20 May prescribing the necessary measures to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic. The circular does not spare cases reserving access to the transport vehicles for travel within the country. In this period of partial deconfinement, Coast Guard patrols team have intensified control and permanent maritime patrol to counters and deter any intrusion or illegal activities in our maritime coasts. Thus, on this evening, 30 May, Coast Guard patrols teams intercepted the northern area of Musha Island, down coming from Somalia and carrying more than 1,000 contraband cigarettes of different brands. 4 new members of crew or of Yemeni nationality were arrested during these operations and will have to answer for their actions before justices. However, in order to limit the spread of the coronavirus pandemic, the 4 crew members who have undergone COVID-19 testings and pending the results decisions from the health authority. They are placed in a supervised quarantine at the fishing port. For the international scene, the European Union calls on Washington to reconsider its break with the World Health Organization. European Union has called on Washington to reconsider its decisions to break with the World Health Organization. It's called for solidarity in the face of COVID-19, which continues its macabre marches. Even if the confinement continues, global cooperation and solidarity through multilateral effort are the only effective and viable way to win this battle the world is facing, said European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and EU Head of Diplomacy Josep Borrell on Friday. The US President, who had already suspended his country's financial contribution to the World Health Organization in April, carried out his threat to break with the UN agency, which he has accused since the start of the pandemic of complacency with China, where the coronavirus appeared in December before spread across the globe. This announcement by Donald Trump came at times when COVID-19 is still continuing its macabre marches, particularly in Latin America, the new epicenters of the pandemic, according to the World Health Organization. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us.